Hey guys, about to start my roast. I'm going to do me a roast all day today. I just told you the story of who gave us this, so it's going to be really, really extra special. I'm actually cleaning out the basement, kind of straightening up. Might be doing a yard sale / going to the flea market with some stuff. And I stumbled upon this because I just kind of put it in the basement. Gigi gave me this, my husband's grandmom, which is my kid's great-grandmom. We miss her so much. She passed earlier this year, but we're going to use this today for the first day. And, yeah, did a little bit of research. This might not be as old as I think it is, but everything I read online, because I don't have the manual, she just gave it to me just like this. It also came with one of those quilted, like, take-along. I wish I had that. I'm going to ask my mother-in-law if she maybe ran across that, because I would love to have that, because you could take this, you know, this comes out, the stoneware comes out, but it came with a cover so you can travel with it, so, yeah. I feel all like June Cleaver when I use a crock pot. It reminds me of like older cooking, you know, letting something cook all day and then come home and eat it. So yeah, but I'm doing 2 roasts today. I picked up some chuck roast. I'm getting ready to open them up, and this is a 7-quart one, so it's more than enough space in here for this, guys. My piece of roast. Okay. And I'm thinking about, I remember somebody asked the question, do you rinse off your meats? And generally I would say, yeah, I just kind of rinse them off, especially chicken. But then somebody asked me, well, do you rinse off your, what do you call it, your hamburger meat? And I'm like, no, I don't, but so why do you rinse off your other meats? I guess it's just habit. But I'm going to put in, I'm going to do it with carrots. Wash my hands. And this is just my staple recipe that I've been using forever. I'm just going to take some Lipton onion soup mixes. I'm going to use 2 of them. Should have had everything near me. This is kind of impromptu. I just wanted to really show you guys the roaster. I'm just going to sprinkle one package on one and sprinkle the other package on the other. Now I have done this, guys, where I have actually you know, sprinkled with flour and browned it before I've done it, but I really can't tell the difference, honestly. It's just another step. I browned it in vegetable oil or olive oil, and I really can't tell the difference in the taste of it. I'm going to use some carrots in it. These are already, you know, the little small baby carrots that you get from your grocery store. They're already ready to eat. I'm going to put, I usually do 2 handfuls for my husband because he likes carrots, and a couple of handfuls for me and the girls. And I may and may not eat, I know I might eat some of this. And then I'm going to take some red potatoes. And I'm going to quarter up a couple of red potatoes. These size red potatoes. And I definitely wash these. But I like to leave the skin on mine. So I just make sure I wash them off. All the dirt is off of them. And sometimes, if there are any rough spots on it, I will take the peeler and just kind of peel it. But I'm going to do about 6 or so potatoes. And even though that's kind of a small one, I'll do that one in half. But this is sort of a big one. I'll quarter these. Put a couple potatoes in there. Let that And this one I'll quarter. And actually I did that one in 6. So that's 6 pieces, because that was a pretty big one. And I just kind of line the sides of it, and I have one more that I will quarter. And that's basically it, guys. Sometimes I might put a real onion in here, or a bay leaf maybe. But that's all I'm going to do today. I think that's enough potatoes. But my secret is, if you don't have any on hand, the secret to an excellent roast with the best drippings or gravy ever, this is my secret ingredient. I've had Coca-Cola roast. I know you've heard about those, but the best tasting to me is root beer. This is a store brand root beer. I just picked up whatever is on sale. You know, it doesn't have to be A&W, but root beer is the king to me. That makes an excellent roast. And I usually put 1 per roast. And since I have 2 of them in there, just a can, I just pour that on top. And you see it, you hear it fizzling. And then, guys, I'm just going to take my top. I just rinsed it off, cleaned it up. And I'm going to put this on here. And I'm going to cook it on low. That's root beer that got on there. I'm going to cook it on low. And because this is my first time using it, you know, sometimes I'll do something like this for like a Sunday dinner. Stick my meats in early in the morning when we come home from church. Like wake up at 6, start it. When we come home from church around 1, 2 o'clock, it's done. But I'm going to let this cook all day today. We'll eat this today about 6. And it is now 9 o'clock. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means it would have been cooking like 9 hours, which is great to me. I did doing a little bit of research. I went back and looked up the number. The only thing that I might do different, yeah, it won't hurt. I'm going to stick an onion in here real quick. I'm just going to take a small onion and quarter it. Because even though, you know, the onion soup mix, this will just give it more flavor, I think. Take those layers of skin off. Okay. Okay. And there we go. And I'm just going to quarter it and put that in there also. That'll just cook down to nothing also. So much flavor in onions. Just get those in big chunks. Okay? And I'm going to stick this in here also for it to cook. Put it over to the side. And the key is, guys, to cooking in a crock pot is don't open it. This will not be open until it's time for me to serve it to my family. So that's that. And I am going to be here this morning. I'm going to run out to BJ's real quick. But I'm going to pay attention because this is my first time ever using this. And some reviews said that this particular model, I guess the newer versions cook faster than the older ones. My crock pot, I guess I'm just used to it. It cooks fine, but I don't know. I'm sure it'll be okay. So I'm just going to stay home and kind of watch this one after I get back from BJ's. But this is going to cook all day, guys. And it's going to be excellent, I think. Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes the plastic I took off, I can smell Gigi. You know how you can smell somebody's house? Yeah, I can smell her. So yeah, we are doing a crock pot roast. I'll let you see how it looks when I get finished and show you the gravy that I make also, because I do a gravy. I'll thicken that juice from the root beer and it makes an excellent gravy. Alright guys, see you in a minute. Okay guys, since I'm cooking, I guess I'll show you what else I'm doing with my roast in the crock pot. Normally, because I have the carb as the potato, the vegetables, the carrots, sometimes we just have that. That's it. Or I'll do something like string beans, some fresh string beans on the side. But because I don't have any fresh string beans, I'm going to do some collard greens. Let me show y'all how I make my collard greens, okay? I just take a big pot. I'm only doing 2 bags today. And now I'm from Mississippi, and technically I have never gone to the garden to get them. But there was a garden across the way, and my grandmother threatened me to go do it a lot of times. So when I'm used to washing greens, guys, I'm used to washing greens, okay? But nowadays, it's so simple and so easy, thanks to the manufacturers knowing that our beloved collard greens are, I used to have to go seriously to the cut to even go pick up some greens when out here where I live now. But now I can find them in my grocery store. My ShopRite has them, Walmart has them, everybody has them, and that just seriously happened probably within the last 5 years, maybe 6 years. So even Target has them, guys. But this is the brand I always pick up. Glory, love me some Glory. Already washed greens. I know, Grandma, if you're watching this, which I know you're not, and most old schoolers out there, turn my water off. Most old schoolers out there, your girl just opens her bag and puts it in the pot. I say grace over my food. I bless my food. And guys, we have these all the time. I have lived to tell the story about it. So, and I think I'm a relatively clean person also. But I know somebody like my grandmother would be having a fit. Because, child, when we used to wash greens, because I'm seriously saying, we would go in the garden and get them. And you know how collard is. The veins are thick. Dirt would be in them. So that thing would go through probably 10 to 12 washes by the time we get finished with it. Alright, so I'm going to put some collard greens on to have with our roast. And I have a trusty assistant here now, right? Uh-huh. You going to help me? So you see how Mommy makes her collard greens.
I know how to put them in and other stuff.
Yeah, why don't you go wash your hands first if you're going to help me do anything.
Alright.
So we're going to first start off with your seasoning. Some people, use, a stock with, for their greens. I guess that's okay. So I just use plain water. I fill that up with enough water, because the greens are going to make their own water. You don't need that much water when you do greens. But I use smoke. They call them turkey tails. I call them turkey butts. That has the most flavor to me, and I always use the smoked meat. Just kind of push your hands off, because we're using a paper towel to hold our camera, our tripod. But anyway, I use my smoked turkey tails to season my collard greens.
I'll get one in the gas.
And I'm just going to use 1 package of these, because I'm not doing that much. And guys, this is the best part of the meat also. My husband, he grew up East Coast. His mom is a cooker, but they don't cook really like we cook. And it's funny, when I first started, I would do Thanksgiving and everybody would be eating, and he would notice that my family would tear up these turkey tails, turkey bottoms. And I have a brother who actually doesn't really do the red meat or the pork anymore, but he does still eat turkey, and he would tear these up. And one night, my husband came in, we must have had leftovers, and the only thing that was left was the collard greens and the meat. And he was the type, when he would get his plate, he would always pick around that meat. Well, one day, baby, he got one. And he was like, I see why y'all eat these. It's the best flavor meat. It's really, really good. And sometimes I just have me some collard greens, cornbread, and turkey butts. Y'all know I'm a country girl.
I'm not.
She's not, but I am.
I'm from Jersey.
She's from Jersey, but she got a little country in her. She liked the way her mama cooked, right? All right. So first of all, I start my turkey butts under a brisk boil. I kind of get them wake up, I guess I would say. I make these boil. But while I'm waiting for them to boil, I either put fresh onions, but because I'm kind of pressed on time, not even pressed on time, I just use minced onions. Already chopped up. I get the great big ones from BJ's. I go through these because I use them in cooking so much. I go through these guys like water. And BJ's has the humongous kind that sometimes I'll get. But yeah. So some minced onions, and I don't really measure. I just kind of, you know, put a big handful, maybe like this. I'll let you see. So a handful like that. That looks like maybe a half a cup.
Can I put some in?
Sure. You wash your hands?
Yes, I did.
So, and I'll let her do it. And as I'm putting them in there, I crush them. Crush them a little bit, Marabella. Just kind of crush them. I kind of crush them in my hand. I don't know. I just do it. It just seems like it's waking up the flavor. But I do a whole bunch of handfuls of this. Okay, you can do the last one. Okay? And already get your, you know, fire going to a boil. Okay? And then I put a little pepper in. You want to do that for me?
Yes. You should have your cooking thing on. It's over there.
Do your little pepper in here?
Alright.
Don't be scared. Just keep going. Let me show you. We're going to do, you know, just some peppers, a couple of shakes. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to do a little bit of seasoned salt.
Can I have some? Or that's...
You can shake. Let me just show them how I'm shaking. Just I use some Lowry seasoned salt. You don't have to use that much because like I said, you know, I give it flavor. My people don't really have to put salt on anything because I kind of season the way I've been cooking. But I just kind of do it like this. A couple of shakes, which is probably maybe about a half a tablespoon, maybe. Yeah, maybe. You can do a couple of shakes if you want.
Okay.
There you go. Don't be scared. Just shake it in there. It looks like we're shaking a lot, but we're not. It's not that much coming out, so, because I have it on the shaker. But if you are conscious of, you know, what you eat or your salt intake, you can just actually mix that.
You need spice classes right there.
And then I need some pepper, some red peppers.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay, I use that brand. I've had this brand forever. Now I'm going to do this, Marabella, because I don't want this to bother your eyes. I usually open it up. And I definitely crush these seasonings. I take a few pinches. That's probably like 1 pinch. And because I'm only doing 2 bags, if I was doing a big bag, I would do like 2, you know, 3 or 4 pinches. But it's to you. It's going to be flavor. I just sort of pinch that and put those in there. I may do another pinch. You don't want them too spicy, but you do want them to have a little kick. And that's basically it, guys. I let them come to a rolling boil. I'll put a top on them.
Can I cook the greens now?
It's not time yet. We're going to let that come to a rolling boil. And I'll see you when it's coming to a rolling boil so you can see me put my greens in the pot. We'll be right back.
What's that?
Okay, guys. My turkey butts are at a rolling boil. Let me let y'all see what I mean when I say rolling. I mean a true rolling boil. Yeah. To me, it wakes the flavors up. Or just what I do. You know, I don't know why I do it.
They're turning by themselves.
Yeah, they're just a rolling boil. They're rolling around in there.
That's why you call it that.
And I just pick up these glory greens. I usually get them. Sometimes they're on sale 2 for $5, but they are $2.99 a bag. Watch out, Marabella.
Okay.
And I just put them in. No, I do not wash them. I'm sure some out there would disagree, but again, I've been using these things for, like I said, last about 5-6 years. And put that in the trash. Nothing has happened yet. Some things you just gonna let go and let God. It's convenience. I know how we did it the old school way. Trust me, you couldn't get no more old schooler than I was. By walking
Can I
across.
put them in?
No.
Oh, I have to wash my hands?
No. By walking across the field and picking them up. But yeah, you're just going to put those in there. And then sometimes if I see some that don't look quite kosher, like he doesn't look too hot to me, I take them out.
You just throw this one away?
Yeah, he just gets thrown away. He doesn't look. nice and green.
What happens if you don't throw it away and you put it in there still?
I guess he's been okay, but I'm throwing him away because I did see him. And again, guys, collard greens are tough. I don't let them cook all day. But you could seriously do these. You can let them cook for about an hour. Could you move out of the way, Marabella?
Okay.
You could let them cook for about an hour. I put them in. I turn them down to like a medium so they can actually cook. And I'll show you what it looks like when I add a couple of more things that I actually put in my greens. I might add a little bit more salt. I doubt it because these are only 2 bags. Most of the time for that package of turkey, I can do 3 bags. But I didn't really want to do that much, and I didn't want to have a lot of leftovers because we are getting ready to go on holiday, go on vacation. I don't want to have too many leftovers in the refrigerator. So I just fixed enough really for today's dinner. And possibly I might be able to eat those turkey butts tomorrow with something I'll throw together real quick. So yeah, I'll see you in a couple of minutes when they kind of get a little bit more loose. I'll show you what other 2 things I put in there. All right. You can see the onions. And when they get to be about this consistency, we're getting ready to put them down even lower. And I put them on the lowest setting and just let them cook until I think they're done. That has been for hours, guys. And, because their stem is really coarse, you want to make sure you cook them down. It's a tough green. It's not like turnips and mustards. It has tough stem on it. Okay? So now what I add, believe it or not, because you're cooking with turkey, turkey's going to give it flavor. It's not like cooking with a ham hock. Turkey's going to give it flavor, but it won't give it that much juice or oil. I'm doing my hand like this because I'm talking about the consistency of it. When I cook with a ham hock, which I do sometimes, but rarely, I have done it, but it's so much healthier doing it with the turkeys, Ham hocks is definitely flavorful. It's a difference in the taste. But this, it's still doable for my family. But anyway, because I'm not using a ham hock, which has all of that, for lack of a better word, grease flavor, I put just a smidgens of vegetable oil in it. Just a little bit of vegetable oil. That's a little bit. Not even really a tablespoon. Or maybe just like a tablespoon of vegetable oil. And then, a lot of people don't tell you this, but greens have a bitter taste to it as a general whole, especially collards. They are very bold flavor. You could do it just like this if you go old school hardcore, if you don't want any sweetness to it. But I do put a pinch of sugar also in mine, or honey. And the reason I say honey is my mom uses honey in hers. She'll take a smidgen of honey. She never did tell me that either, so it amazes me that really, really good cooks, they don't tell you everything they put in it. I tell y'all everything I put in mine because I'm just not hating on nobody like that. And not saying my mom was hating on me, but she did not ever tell me she put anything sweet in there. So, yeah, this is how I do it. I just sprinkle a little bit, which probably is about maybe a half a tablespoon. You don't want them too sweet, but you want a little. You just want them a little, have a little something in it. And if you were using honey, just just squeeze your honey in there just a little bit, maybe like a half tablespoon of honey also. Okay, guys. Then what I do is I turn them down on low. It's the same thing as the crock pot. I don't open this again. I just let them cook basically until I figure like how long I'm going to cook. It might be 2 hours because they're low. They're just cooking. They're just getting tenderer. Each minute they're getting a little bit more tender. I don't like mine slimy, but I don't like them crunchy either. So I just kind of can tell when it's time. You just kind of taste it when it's time. That's probably going to be like maybe an hour, hour and a half. They'll be done. but I'll cook mine just to make sure. And this is not a big bag, so usually about an hour, hour and a half, or maybe 2 hours they'll be done. But I'll let you know, because now it's 10:20, and I'll tell you when I think they're done. All right, guys, see you in a minute. Okay, guys, my greens have been on for about a little over an hour. It was 10:26 when I put them on at 10:30, and now it's almost noon. So it's like an hour, hour and a half almost. And I think they're ready. I know they're ready. They look like this when they're done. If you can see that. I'm going to take this out so I can taste test them. Maribel, you want to taste them?
Yes.
I have 2 taste testers ready.
I'm going to taste.
They're hot. Right here. They're good?
Mm-hmm.
They done?
Nay.
That's 1 thumbs up. Why don't you get that piece, Maribella? And that's another thumbs up. So they're ready. I might let them just, because they're really, really low. They're vegetables, so basically when you're cooking it, you're just making it, you know. Who wants another piece?
Me.
Hey guys, dinner is almost ready. Now I'm about to make me some cornbread. My husband will probably do rolls. Like I said, he's from Jersey. He does not know what he's missing with collard greens and cornbread. Y'all know I keep it real. My husband will probably do some Hawaiian bread. He likes this. The girls like this also. I think it's a cultural thing, having cornbread with every meal. I grew up, that's just the way we were. I remember the first dinner I had with his family. I think it was like a holiday dinner. It might have been Easter or something. And his grandmother put out a beautiful spread, but you know, the country girl that I am, I was looking for the cornbread. I was like, okay, where's the cornbread? My family doesn't eat bread like that, but my home family, we do. Now, in a pinch, you can't go wrong with some Jiffy, okay? I know how to make real cornbread with bacon dripping. Yeah, your girl knows how to cook. But in a pinch, you cannot go wrong with some Jiffy cornbread mix, guys. I got my oven heating up to 400. All you need is an egg and then my secret ingredient to my cornbread is sour cream. Yes, sour cream and Jiffy cornbread mix is a wonderful thing. So yeah, I just kind of, you know, I guess you would put as much milk as you would put in. Just follow the directions. I'll just show you how much I put in. I just kind of eyeball it. Yeah, do a dollop. But the directions I think on Jiffy is 1/4. I never really measure. And then you just, you know, get it to the consistency. Same thing as just regular cornbread, you know. Yeah. That's good. You don't want it too wet, but you want it dry enough to make sure all of the ingredients get mixed in. And then you don't want to over-mix it. That's another thing with good cornbread. You don't want to over-mix it because you don't want it to be like cake. You want it to be, you know, grainy, like, you know, real cornbread is. Okay? Alright. Now I can either put that in a little skillet. Sometimes I do with a, you know, like a cast iron skillet, which is really authentic. But because I'm usually the only somebody who eats these, and they just, you know, I can use them better when they're like in a muffin. So I just take a little muffin tin, some little Pam spray, and I use the butter flavor. You know, spray that in there so it won't stick. Then, guys, I just take like a big old spoonful and put them in each tray. Now, normally I probably wouldn't do cornbread with a roast, but because I'm having collard greens today, oh yes. a good plate of greens and some cornbread. I told y'all that's some good eating. And I'm so country, I'll probably just eat the turkey butts out of there. And later on tonight, I'm going to make myself my Master Cleanse soup because I like for all the ingredients to kind of marry together. So I might, well, y'all have already seen me do that because I'm trying to, you don't want to overfill it, but these are going to be some big, big size muffins. Okay, so you just kind of fill them up, not all the way, about 2/3 of the way. But these are going to be big, they're going to overflow. So I'm going to stick that in the oven for about 20 or so minutes. Okay guys, it's time to take out the cornbread. I like mine darker. That's just perfect. But again, I like mine darker. You don't have to make them this dark, but I like mine dark. All right. Now it is time to do the gravy. Okay guys, your drippings from your roast are just coming to a boil, as you can see, okay? And I taste the roast, guys. It's going to be good. Believe it or not, it's good like that. But I do like to make a brown gravy to give it a little bit of extra thickness. Something you can, just taste. More flavor. But it's actually good like that. Okay, guys, let's eat. It is time for my Sunday dinner on a Thursday night. I have plated up the food, and it is time to eat, guys. I threw a couple of placemats on the table. Here are my stewed vegetables that we did with the roast. There are my collard greens. I put a couple of turkey butts in there in case somebody wants one of those. Here is the roast, guys. We don't even need a knife for it. It is so tender. Look at that. Look at that. We don't even need a knife. Cool. And of course, your girl likes cornbread, but the rest of the family likes rolls. Here's my little brown gravy. And I decided to do it with some blueberry lemonade. Again, guys, my Sunday dinner on a Thursday night. I think somebody's hungry. All right, guys, let's eat. Did you wash your hands?
I did.
Okay. All right, guys.